Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome to the channel. Got my Wendy's cup ready because we're going to talk about a game that caught my attention. Now, Streets of Rage 4 just recently came out, but now the Takeover's here. I mean, you can see straight out the gate, no hiding about it. It's obvious as day this game was inspired by Streets of Rage and Final Fight and classic beat-em-ups of the 90s to the point where it is an almost tit-for-tat clone of Streets of Rage. I mean, there's a lot of similarities in here. So we got three main characters with the unlockable one that we can get after we complete certain guidelines. But we have Connor, who's a big musclehead freak. We got Ethan, who's kind of like your, Axel type. And then we have Megan, who's also like Blaze. So there's a lot of similarities with the way that this game was made. Now, it didn't take the cel-shaded approach that Streets of Rage 4 did. The game took more of a polygon 3D effect type of look that makes it look a little bit more modern. So it is a different art style, but the main core gameplay mechanics are the same as any other beat 'em up that's been out there for the past previous decade. So you travel along these stages, which range from anything like the streets to like a ship or an arcade and stuff like that. So there's a variety of different localities. They're all together. There's about 7 stages together with a whole bunch of mini stages in them. So like 7 stages with about 5 different scenes in each one of them. So yeah, it's a decently length game. Don't let the level amount fool you to thinking that it's rather short, especially stage 1. That one actually took about a half hour to get through for me, and that includes game overs and stuff like that. Now, the game does differentiate itself a little bit from Streets of Rage. First of all, you do have a rage meter that fills up the more successful combination hits that you have, and the rage meter allows you to actually kind of have like a fury mode that allows you to basically destroy your enemies with one hit and kind of move faster and quicker and stuff. It makes the whole screen red. You also have a gun. You can shoot people in this game. You can find machine guns also once in a while that get dropped by enemies or even found through crates or barrels or any kind of objects that you destroy on screen. You'll find food, you'll find extra weapons, you'll find machine guns, swords, stuff like that. So pretty standard. If you played Streets of Rage, you've played the Takeover almost to the T. Now, the shooting the gun is useful for attacking more powerful enemies from a distance, so you don't have to go in and melee them and get beat up. And then you also have a power attack. Just like most beat 'em up games, you use these power attacks. They actually take off a little bit of your life stream. Now, you can use the power attack to do kind of like a weird like ground pound uppercut thing to basically remove all the enemies that are surrounding you, or you could do a ranged attack that's kind of like a Hadouken. So yeah, and then on top of that, you can use a super move that clears up the screen when it's ready. It's like a super charged meter that you'll see right there by your health. So those are the standards with it. Now, this game does have some unlockables or different modes. Of course, there's the arcade mode, which sends you through all of the stages in there. There's a challenge mode that gets unlocked eventually after you complete the game. There's also a survival mode that has you taking on as many enemies as possible, like at once. So it's like kind of like an endurance round. On top of that, there is a high scoreboard, but it's not global. It's only local. So that's a little bit of a letdown. And speaking of online features for this game, it's only local co-op. You can only play with 2 players, couch co-op, or single player by yourself locally. There's no online mode, no online multiplayer, which is something that Streets of Rage 4 had, where you can be able to play with another player. This one doesn't have that. So that was a little bit of a letdown. Honestly, the thing that did catch my attention was the fact that this was a homage to games like Streets of Rage. So there's going to be a lot of comparison to it. It may seem a little bit unfair because this is actually an indie title compared to a Sega franchise that was made by a pretty well-known developer now that's been pretty successful. And usually it's kind of strange throughout history. There's always been games that kind of come out at the same time that are similar. You'll see like different types of games that are first-person shooters that have a lot of similarities, or different platformers that have a lot of similarities. And now it's like this is the era of the beat 'em up. All of a sudden, like, beat 'em ups are all the rage. Streets of Rage 4 just came out. It was under fire. It was hot. It's coming out, and people are just excited about it. So, of course, people are also going to release something similar to it, and that's what the Takeover is. Now, one highlight of this game that I really enjoyed was the music. The music is actually featuring another YouTuber that I'm good friends with on YouTube. His name is Epic Game Music. Yeah, he does have his music featured on the Takeover, so I thought that was pretty cool. You know, somebody that I know has their music in the game, and it fits the vibe. You know, this game does scream the 90s. This game screams like a perfect beat 'em up atmosphere. You'll see the variety of the different enemies and stuff. It's very similar to Streets of Rage, but they did change just enough to where it does feel like it differentiates just enough. Now, the characters in this game, they do have their own like abilities and stats and stuff like that. I played with Ethan through the story mode. He seemed pretty well rounded. All of his stats were about equal around. Megan, she has a little bit more of a speed, but she's less potent with the rage and her strength and stuff. And then Connor seemed more strong but slower. So give and take, you know, choose depending on your playstyle what type of character you would like to have on this. And you know, there is a little bit of a change up. There is even like a car stage in here. You know, it doesn't stay all beat 'em up. There's just like one random car stage that has you chasing after some players and stuff. So it was a little bit of a refreshing air. The levels, they're not too crazy with the way they were designed. I mean, in beat 'em up games, it's pretty much a point A from point B. Take out the enemies in different waves. Try not to die. Find different, you know, items like food and weapons and stuff inside there and survive. So as far as the formula of a traditional beat 'em up game, the Takeover did really well with that. I mean, it was pretty solid. At times it didn't feel cheap. It didn't feel like there was anything that was preventing this game from actually playing good. In fact, I would say honestly, the only thing that really does hold this game back is just the real close similarities to Streets of Rage. I mean to the point where the title screen and the logo for the game look like a blatant ripoff. I don't know if that was done just to kind of make quick sales, and in a way it's kind of unfair to the game, because overall the game is actually really solid. It's really well put together. There was no major complaints with it. In fact, you know, the hit detection with hitting the enemies is good. The character sprites, the graphics, the music was wonderful. The frame rate was perfect. I'm not a frame rate hog, but this game ran and looked good. It looked like it was something solid. And in fact, if Streets of Rage 4 didn't come out, I would say this was the newest Streets of Rage game if they were just slapped that name on it. So there's a kind of an unfair comparison, but at the same time, they knew what they were doing by releasing this game almost the same month as Streets of Rage 4. So the comparisons are always going to be there, and I think that's kind of unfortunate because the game, again, isn't that bad. I think it's actually was enjoyable to play through. And as I drink my water, it is what it is when it comes to the Takeover. Don't skip it, though. This ain't the skip over, it's the Takeover. I think if you sat down and give it a look, this game is $19.99 in the eShop. It's also available on Steam. I mean, if you want to consider playing something else after you completed Streets of Rage 4 and you want a new beat 'em up that's just as solid, maybe feels like a spin-off or successor to the series, I do think the Takeover is worth checking out. Don't skip over it just because you think it looks like a horribly made clone, because it's actually well put together. In fact, if I was to give the Takeover an 8-bit Eric game grading scale score, I would probably say this is a solid 8, just because it's well put together. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it for what it was, and it felt good. So yeah, guys, that's my video on the Takeover. Has anybody else checked this out yet? Comment down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you're interested in? Is it something that you're gonna pass by? And yeah, please, let's help spread this video around. Leave a like or dislike, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks a lot, as always, for all the support. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.